Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We begin our service this evening on page 344 with words from Psalms, Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Let us all sing a new song together. Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Let's try that again. Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. Sing unto God. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. One last time. Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz. Shiru Ladonai, Shir Chadash. I will sing unto God a new song. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shir Chadash seemed like the perfect way to begin our service this evening. We are singing a new song as we begin our Torah cycle anew this Shabbat with Parashah Bereshit, and we go back to the beginning of our ancient story. And we're also singing a new song because it's the first Shabbat where there are no living Israelis held hostage by Hamas. And so that is a new song for our people. It feels really good to be together in a moment that feels like it has the potential for hope and moving forward and healing. And of course, what better way to celebrate all the new beginnings this week than with our temple family here at Shabbat. I've chosen a few writings to share throughout our service that were written in the past week, because there are so many voices now speaking about our lives, trying to make meaning of this moment, and I want us to hear directly from Israelis. So all the information I'll be sharing during this service is articles that have been written in Israel or works that have been written by Israelis as they process this moment and we look ahead to what's to come. But I wanted to begin with something that I wrote this week in a moment of inspiration. I was at the beach and I was thinking about the waves and the Torah because we had just unrolled our entire Torah scroll a few nights prior, and I was watching the cycle of the waves and thinking about how much the waves are like us Jewish people, that they keep coming. They look different, they're different sizes and shapes, but they are eternal just like us. And so with that inspiration, I humbly share a poem that I wrote called Simchat Torah 5786. For a moment, all is still. The waves are gentle and we can breathe. Inhale as Moses sings his final song. Hold as we turn forward into a new book unscrolling before us. Exhale the chaos as God begins to create, and we are remade in the divine image yet again in all of our imperfect humanity. Just like the Torah, we have the power to start over and over and over. Just like our ancestors, we carry the lessons of our past and the dreams of our future as we strive for the best present possible. Just like the Eternal One, we create and recreate again and again. The Torah turns and the tide cycles, and we can breathe. The waves are gentle, all is still for a moment. We breathe in Shabbat as we turn to pages 2 and 3 to light our candles, another eternal symbol of who we are. And I am thrilled to invite up Goldie Lansky, who has chosen to spend her birthday with us this evening to kindle our lights. We are grateful for you, Goldie, and wish you the happiest year, and thank you for lighting our candles. I promised her it would be easy. Sorry, Goldie, I did. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner, lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen. Thank you, Goldie.
We're on page 7. Where has this week vanished? Is it lost forever? Will I ever recover anything from it? The joy of life, the unexpected victory, the realized hope, the task accomplished. Will I ever be able to banish the memory of pain, the sting of defeat, the heaviness of boredom? On this day, let me keep for a while what must drift away. On this day, let me be free of the burdens that must return. On this day, Shabbat abide. Let's read the rest together.
Help me to withdraw for a while from the flight of time, contain the retreat of the hours and days from the grasp of frantic life. Let me learn to pause, if only for this day. Let me find peace on this day. Let me enter into a quiet world this day. On this day, Shabbat abide.
We join in an ancient piyut poem, Lecha Dodi, on page 20, welcoming the Sabbath bride.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, p'nei Shabbat nekavela. Lecha Dodi Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor ha'beracha, merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshava tefila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5. Hitoreri, kiva orech kumi ori, uri, shir taberi, kavod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala. We rise in body or in spirit and face the back to welcome in Shabbat. Verse 9. B'ho'i v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha uvetzola, toch emunei am segula, b'ho'i chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Page 27. Teach me, O God, a blessing, a prayer on the mystery of a withered leaf, on ripened fruit so fair, on the freedom to see, to sense, to breathe, to know, to hope, to despair together. Teach my lips a blessing, a hymn of praise, as each morning and night you renew your days. Lest my day be today as the one before, lest routine set my ways.
Join for our call to worship the Baruch Hu on page 28.
Baruch Adonai, HaMevorach, Le'olam va'ed, Le'olam va'ed. Yalalai, lai, lai, 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 yalalai, lai, lai.
You may be seated. We're on page 30. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzevaot is your name, ever-living God. May you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening.
Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. An excerpt from an article called "Where is God in Gaza?" that was written on October 12th. Anecdotes abound of survivors clinging to their faith or finding it for the first time in the rubble or the tunnels. A Jerusalem Post study found that about a third of Israeli Jews report a stronger belief in God since the war began. Omer Shem Tov, who spent 505 days in captivity in Gaza, is one of them. A secular Jew before he was kidnapped on October 7th, Shem Tov reported that he found God in Gaza's tunnels, 130 feet underground. Faith kept me going, he said, adding, I always believed I would get home, though I didn't know how. God withdraws to allow humans to make moral choices. Others take solace in believing that signs of the divine can be found in small details, in tiny miracles, in flashes of compassion. The article continues, the morning the deal between Israel and Hamas was announced, it was pouring rain in the West Bank city of Ramallah, which is unusual in October. That's a good omen, another Israeli told me. Maybe that was a sign from heaven. As we continue with our Shema, I invite you to try remaining seated for this prayer. Believe it or not, it is Reformed Jewish custom to be seated during Shema, and since it's a new year, let's try a new way of praying. If you feel like rising as is your custom, please feel free, but I want to also invite everyone to be seated as we join in the watchword of our people's faith and contemplate our own faith in these moments. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Vaed. We join in Ve'ahavta on page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha ve'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Page 38. Read responsively. Sorry, on page 39. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, Give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth.
The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love.
From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way.
Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces.
Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed.
Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea.
And like our ancestors did thousands of years ago, felt that sigh of relief, that feeling of redemption, so too we feel that redemption and that sigh of relief today with the news of Israel being redeemed in this moment. And we're on page 40 for the Micha Mocha.
Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh, Norah tehilot osefele, Norah tehilot osefele. Malechutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam,
Page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will.
Baruch atah Adonai, haporeh sukat shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim. As we prepare to pray our Amidah, I wanted to share some words by Sarah Tuttle Singer, who is one of my favorite news feeds to follow. She's an Israeli, a mother, a writer, and has some really beautiful takes and poignant takes on her reality. So here are the words I wanted to offer us before we rise in body or in spirit to pray the central prayers of our service. Hope is the oldest inheritance of our people, not a feeling, but a practice carved into our memory. It isn't naive, sentimental, or blind. It's the hard, stubborn work of looking at the broken world and saying, not yet, not over, not without us. In Hebrew, the word for hope, tikva, comes from the root kav, meaning cord or thread. Hope, then, is what binds us together when everything else falls apart. It's the filament stretched taut between exile and return, between despair and redemption, between the memory of what was and the dream of what still might be. We continue on page 46 as we rise in body or spirit for the Amidah. Adonai Sephatai Tiftach Ufi Yagi Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Velohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor Vehanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, Vekonei Hakol, V'zocher Chastei Avot Ve'imachot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach, Umorid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofech Holim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Micha Mocha Baal Gevurot, Umidom Melech, Melech Memit, Umechayeh, Umatmiach Yeshua, V'ne'emanata lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, Ukdoshim bechol yom yahalelucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated, and we're on page 57. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, and our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. Let's read together.
There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, sha'otcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. For our prayer for the state of Israel this evening, I want to share one written by the Israeli Rabbi Oded Mazer and translated by Rabbi Ayelet Cohen. And you'll hear the mixed emotions it conveys. But as we read our prayer for Israel tonight, Rabbi Englander is going to be removing our blue ribbon from the chair, which was part of an international effort by the federations to remind people that there were still hostages and to create solidarity. And so now that we don't need that reminder of living hostages, we'll be removing our ribbon and saving it as a memento of these 2 years and their place in our Jewish history. So this is by Rabbi Oded Mazer. In the days when each hour collides with the next, we have no choice but to cry and to laugh with the same eyes, to mourn and to dance at the same time. And the long arc of history is compressed into 1 day and 1 hour. We ask for the strength to contain the intensity of our bursting hearts, to rejoice with those who will be able to embrace today, to enfold all of those leaning into their longing, souls trembling, to hold on to hope without letting go, and to leave some quiet space for a silent scream. Please, Eternal One, grant us the room to shatter into pieces and the spirit to be rebuilt anew. Amen.
Amen.
And we take a moment for the prayers of our hearts.
Page 62. Turn to page 253. We think of those who are in need of healing, mind, body, and spirit. In addition to the names found in our pamphlet this evening, if you are thinking of anyone who is in need of healing and like to share their name, please do so as I look around the room.
David Sellon, Cheryl Campbell.
Melvin Cohen, Celia Gallo.
Celeste.
Stephanie Sheremy,
Sheila.
Ken Weston.
David.
Richard Hoffman.
John Wilson,
And with those names, we sing our Misha Berach prayer for healing together.
Before So, in the spirit of new beginnings, rewind a little bit back towards the beginning of your life when you were a kid, and think about if you ever watched the movie Pete's Dragon. Is anyone familiar with that movie? It's a great movie. I watched it a lot when I was a kid, but I promise it's relevant. So, in the movie, there's a young orphan boy named Pete, and of course, the titular character, his big green friend, whose name is Elliot. Pete and Elliot the dragon live together for 6 years in the forest until Pete is 11. And then he starts interacting with people from the nearby town. He tells them about Elliot and draws pictures of him. Though the dragon is a legend in the town, no one believes that he actually exists, of course. A local park ranger whose passion is exploring the forest and watching over the woods also doesn't believe that Elliot the dragon lives in the forest. Because she devotes all her time to mapping it out and hiking the forest, she insists that she knows every inch of it and there are absolutely no magical creatures. She says to her father, "I know the forest like the back of my hand. I wouldn't have missed a dragon." And he replies, "You missed Pete and Elliot." And then, in her wanderings in the forest, she finds both Pete, the kid, and the dragon. We don't have dragons living in our backyards, but life is full of surprises. Just like the park ranger, when we think we might know a person or a place or a group of people like the back of our hand, or we think we're sure of exactly what's going to happen, there's always something that takes us a little off guard or surprises us. And the same is true with our Torah. We just finished all 5 books again. We've heard the whole story. We've been through the cycle many times. But just when we think we're done, there's more. On this Shabbat Bereshit, we get to start all over. The word Bereshit means in the beginning. As our Jewish year begins anew, so does the Torah. It's the same old familiar story we know well, and many of us are familiar with the opening phrase that we chanted from our Torah as we unrolled it, Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Though these words are ancient and familiar, well told and taught by our people, they remind us that there is also always the potential to begin again. The phrase "begin again" is also the title of a song by Alana Arian, who is going to be visiting Temple in February. And her song teaches us these lyrics. Every day we begin again. Every day we try again. Every day we start again. Life begins again. This song captures the essence of Bereshit, our Torah portion. God, in our struggles, does not expect us to be perfect or to know the path forward with certainty. Even our ancestors weren't perfect and didn't know exactly where they were going. We're just asked simply to begin again and again and again. When we read Bereshit every year, we're invited to step once more into a story we think we already know, to walk through a familiar forest and still be looking for dragons. Every reading, every year, every experience we have adds another layer of meaning to our text. The text itself does not change, but we do. We bring to it everything we've lived in this past year, the lessons we've learned, the losses we've endured, and the joys that have carried us forward. There's a Hasidic legend by Rabbi Eli Melech of Lajovsk, which teaches that when a person studies Torah sincerely, they are not merely interpreting it, they are creating new heavens. Every honest engagement with the Torah is itself an act of creation. When we look at something old with new eyes, we partner with God in the ongoing work of creating and recreating our worlds. In 2025, this feels especially poignant. We live in a modern age when creation happens all around us at a very fast pace in many different arenas, in technology, in science, in art, in community building, and more. We are constantly relearning how to live in this world. But the Torah's opening verses remind us that the act of creation is not in and of itself enough. After God creates each day, God pauses, looks around, and says, Ki tov, it is good. In our world of constant motion, taking a pause, just taking a moment to notice and bless what we create is sacred. When we stop long enough to ask, is what I'm doing good? Is it just? Does it bring light or healing? We act in divine partnership with God. We take part in the eternal rhythms of creation and growth and renewal. These rhythms are echoed in Alana Arian's refrain, every day we begin again. Beginning again does not mean starting over with nothing. It means carrying forward what we've learned into a new day and a new year. It means allowing ourselves to learn and grow and change. Take a second and think back, not to your childhood, but to last year, where you were in October 2024, which was the last time we read Bereshit. Who were you then? What has surprised you in this past year? And what moments challenged you or changed you? As we come again to the beginning of the Torah, we don't erase our past, but we build upon it. In Pete's Dragon, the park ranger misses something extraordinary because she believes she already knows everything there is to know. How often do we do the same? We move through routines, certain we've seen all there is to see, but Bereshit calls us to a different kind of observation. To begin again is to believe that wonder can still be found when we look for it. Our tradition teaches that God created us, B'Tselem Elohim. Humanity is created in the divine image. To live in God's image is to not only just try to be good, but to be creative, to bring new meaning into being just like God does. Every time we learn or forgive, make a mistake but do something different the next time, or love someone else more deeply, we experience that divine creativity and mirror it in acts of creation ourselves. Creation is not just about our ancient scroll or our past. It is part of our ongoing story. And so, as we start reading Bereshit once again, Alana Arian's words serve as an intention for us in this new year. Every day we begin again. Every day we try again. When we begin again, we join God in the sacred act of creating the world anew. And maybe, in doing so, we might find that there are still dragons around us after all. There's still some wonder and mystery in our lives that we may have overlooked until now. On this Shabbat Bereshit, I pray that we all have the courage to begin again, to open our hearts to wonder and mystery, to seek sacred in what is familiar, and to approach our world with new eyes. And may we, like our Creator does, take the time to pause and take a step back, look around at the work of our hands, and say, Ki tov, it is good. Amen. And in that spirit of new beginnings, I invite you to turn to your service pamphlets as we sing Alana Arian's song. This is a really beautiful piece that I just discovered as I anticipate Alana's visit to us in February with the perfect sentiment for this Shabbat of new beginnings. So I'm going to sing you just the chorus part, and then we'll learn it together. And it's pretty simple, so just join in whenever you pick it up, and all the words are in your pamphlets. So here is that chorus part. So that's the part that I'll need the most help with. We're going to break it down a little bit. So we're just going to try that first amen. Repeat after me. Amen. You try it. Amen. It sounds great. We're going to do that same thing again. Let's do it together. Amen. And the last one, the end is just a little bit different. Amen. We begin again. Try that. Amen. All right, so now, Lydia, we're going to start from the top. That amen part will come in, so please jump in, and also you will catch on to its rhythms pretty easily, so join with me whenever you're ready. Thanks, Lydia. Amen. 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 We begin again. We begin in hope. We begin with believing. We begin with our hearts staying open to all of the gifts we're receiving. We begin in faith. We begin with returning. We begin with our minds broken open to lessons we'll never stop learning. We begin again. Amen. 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 We begin again. We begin in strength. We begin seeking justice. We begin with our arms stretching open to welcome the weary among us. Begin again. Begin again. May the sweetness of this new year never end. Begin again. Begin again. May we never take for granted where we've been. We begin again. Amen. 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 We begin again. We begin in truth. We begin with forgiveness. We begin with our eyes focused open to notice the sacred within us. Begin again. Begin again. May the sweetness of this new year never end. Begin again. Begin again. May we never take for granted where we've been. We begin again. Amen. 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 We begin again. May we all have many sweet new beginnings in this year. We turn back to our prayer books to the middle of page 282 as we rise in body or spirit for Aleinu. Please be seated. The bottom of page 293, our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. Our temple family remembers during the period of Shiva, the week following death, Sandra Mallow's mother, Regina Fern, who passed away yesterday. She's also the mother-in-law of Ed Mallow and grandma of Jordan, Maxine, and Samantha. Her funeral is in the coming days. During Shloshim, the month following death, we remember Gregory Leo Zentz, husband of Sharon Lean, and Howard Leonard Korn, husband of Joyce, father of Michael, and Lloyd Roberts, father of Lisa and Josh. At the Yortzeit, the anniversary of death, we remember Barry Asher, Keith B. Fairchild, Joseph Basinski, Ruth Bernstein, Leslie Campbell, Ida Carpenter, Dorothy Charin, Raphael Chikori, Carol Cohen, Robert Cortez, Sadie Derby Khan, Lester Diamond, Max Duhan, Dorothy Feldman, Marie Finkelstein, Fanny Finkenberg, David Friedman, Leon Galley, Hannah Gavronsky, James Jim Grenan, Rachel Grossman Geiger, Richard Geist, Barnett B. Goldstein, Joseph Gutnick, Thelma Konowitz, Sheldon Mandel, Florence Fanny Max, Philip Mesnick, Stephanie Gale Pollock, Alvin Rubin, Terry Schindel, Rosalind Schomer, Leon Lee Stone, Jack Wexler, Samuel Leon Weiss, Charles Weitzner, Barbara S. Wolfson. If you have names you'd like to add of those you're remembering this evening, please do so as I look around the room. Joy.
Heinz Price and Alexander Price.
Leo Vic, Belovic, Eugene Castell.
Jeez.
Bill Watson.
Marcia Russell and Judith Cohen.
For the names we heard aloud and those always in our hearts, we continue on page 294 as we rise in body or spirit for Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadol ve'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah be'alma divrach iruteh ve'amlich malchuteh b'chayachon uvyomechon uvechaye dechol bet Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yahei Shemei Rabbah mivarach le'alam ulalmei almaya. Yit barach ve'yish tabach ve'yit pa'ar ve'yit romam ve'yit naseh ve'yit hadar ve'yit halev ve'yit halal shemeh dekudesha barichu le'ela min kol birchata ve'shirata tushbechata ve'nechemata da'amiran be'alma ve'imru amen. Yahei shalama rabba min shemaya V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always be for a blessing. Please be seated as we invite up our temple president, Kathy Winterfield, to share some announcements. I also want to say, as Kathy's coming up, this week was Kenny Marr's birthday. Kenny, I know you listen sometimes, so happy birthday, but when you see him later or this weekend, just wish him some happy blessings. He does so much for us, and we wish him all good things. So don't forget to say happy birthday to Kenny, and today was Edwina's birthday as well, so lots and lots to celebrate, but I know Kenny is here tonight to give him our wishes in person, so thanks, Kathy.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. I'm going to get backwards. I'm Kathy, and on behalf of the Board of Trustees, we're delighted to have you with us at Temple for Shabbat. And I want to thank our pre-B'nai Mitzvah usher, Patrick Donahue Benani, And tomorrow, Rabbi Glasser will be leading Torah study at 9 a.m. in person and online. And on Thursday, Rabbi Glasser will be leading our monthly Lunch and Learn at noon, in person and online. Please don't forget to support Temple by contributing to our Days of Awe appeal. Cards can be found in the lobby after services. As I said in our Days of Awe appeal regarding our financial condition, we're not in the black, nor in the red, but in the pinkish gray. Please help us move it to at least the grayish pink, if not the black. As part of our Board of Trustees strategic plan, we're conducting a community connection survey. We love your help in shaping the ways for us to gather, learn, and support one another. Please take a moment to scan the QR code in your pamphlet or find the link in Temple Times and share your voice. For more information on other upcoming events, please refer to your Temple Times email. And don't forget to invite a friend when you come to services and programs. Shabbat Shalom.
Kathy, if you don't mind actually staying up here and helping us with Kiddush and Motzi, right down, no, up in the front. It's down there. Yeah, sorry, confusing. Yes, staying in the front for Kiddush and Motzi. We'll continue celebrating Shabbat's sweetness. We'll join with Kathy in our short Kiddush on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen l'chaim. And we will join in Motzi. Thank you, Kathy. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Thank you, Kathy. We're going to turn to page 374 as we continue to turn our hearts and our souls towards Israel in gratitude for Israel's long history as a modern nation and as our ancient homeland. And speaking of Israel, hopefully everyone knows that we are having a congregational Israel trip in March, but we're going to start talking about it a whole lot more because we would love for more people to sign up. We need a certain amount to go, and we are currently not there yet. So we're actually going to have another info session in the coming week or two with our trip provider so they can update us on how things are in Israel right now. They said now is the perfect time to go, with where we are in this moment, and hopefully it will continue to be peaceful. So we're going to have another chance to get to meet with the trip providers and ask questions. We're setting the date for that. Be on the lookout for that. But if you are even slightly considering going to Israel with us in March, please let me know or send me any questions because this is really important for us. It's a really important trip for a lot of reasons, and we would love to be able to go as a temple community. So with that, we continue at the bottom of 374. Please rise for Hatikva. Kol od balevav penima, nefesh Yehudi homiyah, ulfate mizrach kadima, ayin letzion Sophia, od lo חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון ירושלים. להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון ירושלים. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.